Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the March 3rd Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a moment to look this over. The question is, what can I do today to find a fresh perspective on life? And the passage is about a person coming to Al-Anon with a scared heart and realizing that really what they had was a sacred heart. When they came to Al-Anon, they were desperate to save their marriage. They found acceptance in Al-Anon, and they learned to trust themselves enough to share their pain with the people in Al-Anon. Today's reminder talks about shifting our perspective, even in a small way, can change our lives for the better. And the quote is from A Guide for the Family of the Alcoholic. It talks about changing our attitude and changing our approach to problems can help us recover. So, how do I find a fresh perspective? Well, I think that has to do with taking care of myself, which is always, it's an ever-changing thing. Like what used to work for me needs to be tweaked. So it's like always listening to myself. What do I need? How can I care for myself? And also surrounding myself with things that bring me happiness and joy and comfort and acceptance. So today I'm going out to lunch with an Al-Anon friend. When I watch videos on YouTube, I'm very careful to only watch certain videos, and I haven't done it in a while, but there's a way that you can say I'm not interested in this, and it'll not come up on your feed anymore. I think it's on the right side, and there are like 3 dots, and if you click on it, one of them says, "Don't show me this again," or something like that. Like I said, I haven't done it for a while, but that's important, because when I tell you that being sucked into a rabbit hole is a real thing, it is a real thing. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking of the times that my partner has come into my office to just see how I'm doing, and he can just tell that I am deep in a dark rabbit hole. And he'll say, "What you doing?" Back away from the laptop. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't actually done that in a while, but I do find that I just have to be really careful, because if I'm curious about a video and I click on it, then like a bunch of videos that are like it come up. And if I clicked on the video and realized it wasn't for me, the other videos still come up. So it's just It has to be handled carefully, and that really does impact my well-being and my perspective on life. The other thing is Facebook. So those are like the only two social media platforms that I participate in at all. I don't post anything on Facebook, um, but I originally started using Facebook a few years ago for a marketplace, and then, of course, when I told people that I only do it for marketplace, they wanted to be friends, and so now I have like a very small friend group, but like I literally never post, and I only go on when my partner says he sent something to me in Messenger. Because the same thing. I go on and I see what my friends have posted, and I like it or I love it, or whatever I feel is appropriate to help support them. But then I get fed these like I love animals. So like I will get these posts of like these heartbreaking, like I don't want to see it. So so I go on very very limited amount of time, very limited. Like sometimes it can be 2 or 3 weeks. So also, I think that going to new places, talking to people that I don't usually talk with, like when I volunteer at the thrift shop, I get to talk to people, and it just gives a different perspective on things. Sometimes it's fresh, new, and enjoyable. Sometimes it's not, but it's like the act of doing something different is helpful. Today is there's a nice blue sky. It's very cold. It's very windy, but past 3 days now, I have heard birds singing. So spring is coming, and there's a lot I love about winter. There's a lot I love about winter. You don't have to pull weeds. There aren't any bugs. Uh, it's comfortable to sleep because it's not hot and sticky. Those are good things to be grateful for. Uh, so I guess thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for helps my perspective. And as I always say, love and trust rather than fear and doubt. Love and trust, not fear and doubt. Yeah, that's it. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to Florida twice, uh, and they're both upcoming trips. One, I'm going to visit my father and my stepmom, and the other, I'm going to visit friends. And I was just thinking about how there have been so many airline incidences lately, and how it's so easy for me to be fearful. I have a history of loving to fly before my son was born, and then after my son was born, all of a sudden I was afraid to fly. And at one point, I took medication to fly. It worked great. And eventually, I didn't have to take medicine anymore. And but for some reason, and I think it's because I listen to Pam Gregory, and I really think she's amazing. But I know a lot is happening now, and I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's not the best time to travel, but I also feel, by air, but I also feel like we've got to live our lives. And I talked to my partner about my concern, and he's coming with me on one of those trips, and he just said, I think it's, silly. I think you're just being anxious, and I think it's fine. I even talked to my dad about it, and he said I think it's fine. I even looked it up statistically, and statistically, even with the things that have happened, you know how many thousands upon thousands of flights there are every day? And they're all safe. So I even read that the chance of being seriously injured in an aviation situation is so statistically unlikely that I may have read it incorrectly, but like it can't even be calculated because the chances are so small. So, just saying. Moving on. Oh, I have a tab on this page. I'm going to take a minute to read it. Huh. This is written as kind of a list of what maturity includes according to this person. They were doing their step 4 searching and fearless moral inventory, and they realized that they acted immature in many ways. And they do recognize that being mature is different for everyone. But they came up with a list of things with the understanding that they'll always be a work in progress. So, understanding themselves, asking for help, admitting when they're wrong, accepting love, um, being aware of choices, being grateful, live and let live. Of course, I'm paraphrasing all of these, so live and let live, forgiveness, accepting ourselves for who we are, living one day at a time. It says having courage to live. Recognizing that we are responsible for our own needs and detaching with love. That's beautiful. I love that. And I love this one, having the courage to live, because that's what I was just talking about with the airplane. I mean, and also everything happens for a reason. So if it's like my time, then it's my time. I will just say that uh, I've lived a wonderful life, a very full life, and I have no regrets. And, you know, if anything happens, then it does. Like, I've done everything that I want to do. My life is just, it's just like gravy every day. And, you know, I wouldn't say that I would make the choice to go because, like, life is really good. Oh, my individual life. Like, yes, there are a lot of stressors out there. I'm not saying that. Trust me, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, my daily life within my space, my family, my home is very comfortable. So, like, I'm not in a rush to leave. But if the universe says it's time, like, wow, I am so grateful for everything, period. So, we'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again. Sending you love. Take care.